Hey everyone. Today we're looking at a study that raises major red flags about childhood vaccination schedules, and the patterns in this data are really hard to ignore. I'm going to bring up the peer-reviewed paper just so you guys can have a quick look at it, just kind of see it for proof, and I will post it down in the comments after I'm done this video. So here we are, just getting to it now. Here it is here. Here's the paper. This was from ResearchGate. I believe it was published in Sage journals. And so the title is Analysis of Health Outcomes in Vaccinated and Unvaccinated Children, Developmental Delays, Asthma, Ear Infections, and Gastrointestinal Disorders. I believe this paper was published, if I'm reading it correctly, 20th April of 2020. So we'll go back to this. And so there you have it. It's here. Like I said, I'll link it down in the description after the video. So let's just jump right into this. So in this data set, children who were vaccinated before age 1 had dramatically higher rates of several health conditions. And this is very alarming. Some of you may already know this, but yeah, so some of those outcomes were 2 times higher odds of developmental delays, 4.5 times higher odds of asthma, 2 times higher odds of ear infections. When kids were grouped by number of doses, the ones who received more vaccines had higher odds across every health condition measured. This is something we absolutely cannot ignore, but the mainstream, of course, is trying to. Don't think it's working too well anymore. The dose pattern, I'll speak to that a little bit. So one of the clearest patterns in this study is the dose response trend. More doses equal higher odds. So that kind of pattern is exactly what scientists look for when investigating possible risk factors. The timing pattern. So when researchers adjusted the age cutoff for when the children received vaccines, it was 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. The odds of developmental delays kept climbing each time. Again, this is insane. This is terrible. It was a clean linear rise. Again, a pattern you don't usually see by accident. And of course, my opinion is this is absolutely not by accident. Yeah, when children were followed to age 5 instead of just age 3, the odds went up even more. So that suggests early differences may be just the beginning of the story. So why does this matter? For many different reasons, but I'll speak to one now. Is so here's the shocking part of it. The study was unadjusted, meaning the researchers did not factor in socioeconomic variables, medical access, healthcare seeking behavior, or parental choices. So most studies that favor vaccines adjust those variables heavily. This one didn't, and the pattern still showed up. So that's really like, I don't believe the whole genetic thing has much of an impact at all. I think if you look through to epigenetics, that really disproves that. There are genetic factors into certain things, but it's very small. And yeah, I won't go off too much about that, but again, I don't think genetics play a big role at all. I just don't. And we're seeing more and more proof that it doesn't. Socioeconomics variables, sure, to some degree, but I don't think, yeah, even medical access a bit too, but again, right? They didn't even like favor this, and these patterns still showed up and then some. So, like, what does this really mean? You're probably wondering, right? And so I'm not here to claim that this is the final answer or anything, but the truth is the dose response pattern, it's real. The timing pattern is real. The higher odds across every condition are absolutely real and well documented. And the fact that this shows up even before adjustments should make everyone stop and think. And at the very least, this demands serious, transparent, independent follow-up research, not dismissal. Dismissal helps nobody. So just to end this video for you guys, I'll just say, the study raises questions that cannot be brushed aside. It does. And if we're going to be giving children an ever-expanding vaccine schedule, which I do not agree with, then we deserve clear, high-quality research addressing these patterns head on. Till that happens, the debate is far from over. And just another ending segment is something I will point to is in the state of California, they have the most debilitating, I would say, um, vaccine schedule. It's insane how many vaccines kids are required to get at a very young age and continue to get. And I don't think it's any coincidence that they have the most strict and, what would you say, most dose dependent um, schedule for vaccines. And they also have the highest autism rates in the world, from what I understand. I think it's 1 in 32 people. So we can't ignore this, and we shouldn't ignore this. And meeting this with anger and compulsion and cowardice behavior, things like that, isn't going to make this go away or make it better. In fact, it's only really further reinforcing the narrative that some people, the people that are pointing to vaccines and things like autism and, developmental delays and health issues are right, right? Else there's no reason to react like in those ways, being very defensive and angry and compulsive, right? It's generally someone who's believing something that maybe they don't fully believe in themselves. They believe in it through someone else's, let's just say, brainwashing of them, kind of got them to believe in this thing, or it's like a fear-based belief. But yeah, no, we deserve to know the truth, and the truth is coming out more and more. And some people can deny it and try to deny it. It's not going to work. And generally, if you look at history, some of the most ostracized people was some of like the most paradigm shifting ideas where they're always ostracized, they're always casted away and criticized, and oh, this is a joke and stupid, it's conspiracy and that. And then lo and behold, 5, 10 years, whatever the time frame is later, they this ends up being coming into the collective consciousness and becoming a fact of everyday life for us. So careful with what you deny, and look deeper into things and try to think from both sides. So that's it for today, and we'll see you guys again. Hope this is helpful, and share it, like it for anyone who you think might be able to use this. And if not, if you do disagree with me, and that's perfectly okay, write something in the comments, and be happy to address that. All right, have a good one. Bye.